Alright guys, so my second video, I chose one of my outline notes for my students I usually give them, and I put it into PowerPoint here to show you. Again, if you choose the tools bar at the top, it's going to bring up the check accessibility, and it shows you some of the errors that come up. So if I look at the errors part first, so errors, there's a bunch of slides that are missing the alternative text here. So if I click on the image, what it has me doing comes up here. So that has just the line there, just the horizontal line. So that could really just be, in my case, deleted, and then it should go away. But for the images here, I have, obviously we're working with the Pythagorean theorem, but for images like that, to do something like that, you right click and you hit edit alt text to come up and describe it. So you might say this is a right triangle, leg lengths are 5 feet and 12 feet. Hypotenuse is unknown. Please find the missing length. So I know that's a little bit wordy, but then you can, if you hit that as mark as decorative, and then that should be able to be seen for the students in that case. So again, it's going to do the same thing for all of the images. So you'll repeat that for all of the images that we have there in that case for the alternative text, which is important to have. The missing slide titles. This is really used for navigation and selection for those who are not able to view the slide. It wasn't working for me earlier, so if I click this, the slide title, what it's asking you to do is to add a visible slide title. So if you click reset on the home page here, so if I go up here and see the reset, as far as I know, that's what's going to kind of restore the slide placeholders for the selected slide. And you can type a unique name in the title box, which appears, it does not appear on my screen, so I'm not 100% sure what the issue is with that, but that's one thing that I would have to continue to kind of look through in each case. But the other thing that it might be talking about is the selection pane of that, and it kind of talks about the order of what's going on, and that comes down to here on the warnings, the check reading order. So if you want to do that, it tells you the steps. So it kind of, if something needs to be read to them, it put them in order correctly from usually the top to the bottom. So you go to the home page again, and then there's this button over here that says arrange, and then you select pane, which is at the bottom of that, and then for example it's going to show you what's in order here, so you can just reorder them. So then if it is in the correct order, that comes first, then the EQ comes second, and then you can go back to that and do the same things on each slide. So you go back to the arrange once again, down to the select the pane, and it's going to show you that these are again mixed up. So if you switch those two, it should then put that comes first, then you have the paragraph coming second in each case. So those are simple things to kind of fix in each case. Some other things that I wanted to kind of point out, I'm going to click out of the accessibility thing here, is The textbook talks a little bit about using the strategy of trying different colors of backgrounds in the presentation. So you want to make sure that with the color there's enough contrast between the font color, so choosing the black color here or the blue color, and the background being like a yellow. It's kind of the good part of the PowerPoint that I kind of designed for students that might be colorblind, so that there's enough contrast going on here. The book also kind of talked about replacing a unit in a math book with a custom online intervention program, such as I think it's called ALEKS, ALEKS. I've seen this before, but I haven't had a whole lot of experience with it. But I could always try to use this to support my oral and written expression students, so that they can kind of use that better through the computer in that case. And a lot of what we have in our notes, let's see if I have any examples. Yeah, so you can see on this page here, it says example 1, and all the font is in black, and on the next page it's in blue, some of the font. Part of the UDL design, it talks about engagement of students and how you can get them involved. So in our presentations, what we try to do is we try to have the font colors different so that students understand what we're doing as a whole group, and then change the color so that they can do some independent practice or practice with a partner. So usually the blue color problems are the ones that they can work with a partner or two, and the ones that are in black, like up here, that's usually a whole group discussion. And I think that this is important to use for students who might have visual impairments. So I think it's one strong suit that we kind of have in our notes. But overall, I think there are some changes that need to be done. But they're not major. It doesn't take too much time, but it's just something that, something we never thought about in just a regular ed classroom, let alone trying to think about doing this in an online classroom. So it's something to think about and continue to work on, so that we can kind of better get to know all of our students and be able to include them in everything that needs to be done. So thanks.